Hello everyone, it's Yvette with Polished After 60. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to be doing a little bit of a life update, if you will, just to keep you in the loop about what is going on in my life. So stay tuned, I will be right back. Alrighty guys, I'm back. Let me know what you think of that little intro. I thought it was so cute, but it may be a little bit too long. I don't want to waste your time. So ladies, again, thank you for stopping by to my channel. I know I have been absent. I did go on my trip to Canada and it did not turn out as we expected. As you might know, I had to return because of an illness of my Maggie, my little dog. And I was actually thinking on the way back and in the days that since that this trip so much paralleled life, right? We set all these expectations, we think things are going to go one way, and then life happens and it changes the way we react to things, the things that we have to do, the decisions that we have to make, right? So the original plan was to go up for 2 months. When we got there, the weather did not cooperate at all. We had rain most every day. I think perhaps there were maybe 4 or 5 days when we didn't have rain. I went out on those days and I did do a little bit of shooting, but intermittently on those days we had rain as well. So I wasn't able to show you everything that I wanted to. That part of Canada is beautiful. We went to Quebec City. I have been there a lot of different times. The walled city of Quebec is the oldest walled city in North America. It's just beautiful, lots of little shops, very historical in nature, beautiful surroundings. It's right there on the St. Lawrence Seaway. So you have St. Lawrence River on one side, and then of course you have Quebec City on the other. Beautiful hotels, beautiful restaurants. There's whale watching close by, which I had intended on taking you all to, and museums, nature, just beautiful, beautiful things. And the people of Quebec, the people of Canada in general, are so very lovely and kind. So I'm sorry that I didn't get to share that with you guys, but perhaps another time. But that's how life is, right? Especially when we get to be our age, we know that life throws a lot of different things our way, and we just have to learn to navigate life and try to make the best out of it, right? So what happened was going up, Maggie and Zoe are very good travelers. I've traveled with them the entire time that I've had them. I've been to hotels with them. They are both very nice dogs. They act very well and they travel well. But just as I am getting older, they are getting older as well. Maggie is almost 15 years old It took us 3 days to get up there. She was good. The first day she was fine, no issues. The second day, she got a little bit tired, and she had a little bit of an anxiety attack, if you will, a panic attack. She was in the back. We had brought down all the seats in the back so that she could lie back there. She didn't want to be there. She wanted to be up front with me. So like the last 3 hours or so of our trip that day, she stayed on my lap, a 50+ pound dog on my lap. But we got there, she was okay, she was fine, everything was okay. I had noticed that like the last week we were up there, maybe she was eating a little bit less than normal, but you know, she's getting old and sometimes her appetite is not as good as other days. So I just thought that that was the issue, and it may have been. I am not quite sure. What happened on that last day was she was on the bed, and the floors where we were staying were a little bit slippery, and apparently, I didn't see this, but apparently she jumped off the bed, and when she jumped off the bed, she landed kind of rough and slid a little bit, but we thought everything was okay. And then about an hour and a half later, she walked into the living area where we were, and she stumbled a bit, and when I checked on her, she was bleeding. She was actually hemorrhaging, which of course, you know, drove me crazy when I saw it. And Maggie is a strong girl. She always has been from the day I got her. And Maggie stopped me one day on my way to work. Someone had dumped her. She was a tiny little puppy. She would not let me continue on. Every time when I stopped the car and opened it, she would jump into my car. I'd have to pull her out and put her back down. And I quickly realized that she was in bad shape. She was very thin and dehydrated. She was actually leaning when she walked. So I think she realized that her life was actually in jeopardy. And so she stopped me that day, brought her home, put up posters, and in a couple of days, I was hoping that no one would respond back to those posters because I really fell in love with her. She is a beautiful dog. But anyway, she's always been a strong girl. She's had a lot of health issues, and she beats the odds. She always comes through. So we went about finding an animal hospital that we could take her to. And luckily we found one that wasn't too far away. It was only about 20 minutes away from where we were. We took her in. They asked us to leave her for a little while. They wanted to run some tests, and they did. And they called me back and said that I needed to get back to the hospital as soon as I could. So of course my heart was in my throat. I was very anxious, wondering what the issue was. We went back, and when they did the test, they discovered that she had a large mass on her spleen, and they thought that she was hemorrhaging from her spleen. They talked to us about the possibility of euthanizing her. And although I didn't want her to be in pain, right, I felt that I had come up to Canada with 2 dogs, and I wanted to return back. I wanted her to be seen by our veterinarian, and I wanted to come back home. And so I discussed it with Dr. Nicholas at Global Vet. He was so very wonderful. And he thought about it a little bit. He conferred with a couple of the other veterinarians. They came back and they decided that they would put her on medication to try to stop the bleeding and to make her as comfortable as possible. They believed that we could make the trip back home. And what we did was we routed the trip all the way back to Florida so that we could be near an animal hospital if we needed, if that became necessary, right? Luckily, She was great. We made it back home in 2 days. The first day we picked her up back from the animal hospital. She did spend the night, so they kept an eye on her. They watched her. They made sure she was fully hydrated because she had lost some blood. And they gave us the medication. They told us, you know, what we needed to be on the lookout for. And they send us home with well wishes and prayers, to be honest with you. The first day we didn't drive an long time. We wanted to be back at a hotel kind of early so that she would rest up because she had had a difficult day. She was great all the entire trip home. We made frequent stops so that she could go out, and we made it in 2 days. The day 2 was a very long day for us. I don't think we got home until midnight. And wouldn't you know it, ladies, as I say, this trip paralleled life because it throws so many things at us. I was thinking, if I can only get her home, she'll be fine. I had already scheduled an appointment for her on that Thursday. We got home Wednesday at midnight. I get home, I come into the house, my iPhone stops working. I'm not quite sure why. And I go about turning on the lights. My house had somehow been hit by lightning while I was away, so I didn't have internet. So I had nothing. I had electricity, but all my way to communicate was down. So that was another thing that I had to deal with, but those are minor things, right? Anyway, we get to the doctor on Thursday afternoon, and when we walked in and the veterinarian came in, she looked at Maggie and she said to us, I didn't expect to see her back in my office ever again. I thought you guys were going to lose her. She explained all the findings to us. They did find some masses. Maggie has struggled with cancer before. She's had a couple of operations, but she is a trooper and she always hangs on. So they did some additional blood work. They haven't come back with the final report. They do believe that she has cancer of the blood, the outer walls of the blood cells, and that's what they believe is going on with her. The doctor, we talked about our options. She didn't encourage euthanizing her because Maggie, as she says, is a trooper. She always comes through and she surprises us. We're not quite sure how much time she has with us. She is on medication. Once we find out the further details of her condition, we can determine how she needs to go on. We're changing her diet a little bit, giving her some extra things to boost her up a little bit. But guys, she is acting like my normal Maggie. Very good girl. That's the problem when you have a dog that is so good. We never know how she actually feels because I'm not sure that she's in pain. She doesn't show us. She doesn't tell us. The only time that I have found that was when we were in Canada. Out of all the times, she did have an issue with her back and her spine another time about 2.5 years ago, and we knew that she was in pain because she whimpered then. Maybe she whimpered 2 or 3 times, but that was it. She always defies the odds. So we are just going to keep her happy and comfortable, feed her lots of lovely things, give her lots of kisses and hugs. But this is just a part of life. And when we get to be our age, we find that we lose a lot of things, and we have to learn to let go and be grateful for all the lovely times that we have with our loved ones, with our pets, with our parents, our family members, and just life in general, because that's the way it is, right? There is nothing that we can do about it. We just have to be grateful for the time that we have and the things that we have, and feel blessed and gratitude, because ladies, without gratitude, there really is nowhere else for us to go other than despair, and that is not a good thing to have in our lives. So anyway, guys, this went on a lot longer than I expected, as normal, but I did want to give you an update. So ladies, thank you for being a part of my family. I really do mean that. I consider you guys a part of my extended family. Thank you for stopping by today. Thank you for all the well wishes. Ladies, I appreciate it so very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will be seeing you back again real soon. Hold on. Bye-bye, guys. Take care. Let's see if this thing works. Bye, guys. No, it doesn't want to.